Hello, YouTube. All right. If you're watching the recording, you might want to skip a few minutes. I'm going to wait for some of my group to get in here in the live chat and say our hellos and then start flipping through my finally finished large format journal. Finally. Hey, Joan. Early bird. Did you take a look at that site, Joan? There's tons of stuff there. Hey, Candy. Eileen. I know. I am too. I'm proud of myself. The first journal I've ever finished. I've started many, but I never got more than a few pages and took a left and did something else. Hey, Robin. Hello. Hey, Tamara. Hey, Dot, Diane, Allie. Hello. Oh, get myself some elbow room here. Buckle up my sleeves. I'm going to put this up here somewhere closer because I use that a lot. My little pokey tool. Thank you, Tim Holtz. Oh. Well, what do you know? I already had one up here, but it's the black one. So I didn't know that's what it was. Probably got that a year ago. Been reaching past it ever since. All right. I got all kind of crap up here. I've been working like a crazy person trying to finish up this large journal. Hey, Margaret. Give it a couple more minutes to let a few more people come in before we take off, so I don't have to flip back and show it again, but I'm not going to do that tonight. I'm going to wait and people can go back and rewatch it because I don't know that this is going to be a very long video tonight, but it'll be something. I might make some, I don't know. I got 2 more bottles of the Heidi Swap liquid toner. It's it was back in stock at Simon Says Stamp. I got the email notification, went right to the site, sold out. I'm not sure how that worked or how many they had, but I think they have a pre-order system. So maybe everything sold out right away when they got it in. I don't know. But anyway, I got it at scrapbook.com. And of course, you know, I bought the whole stamp pad and everything to get this out of it. But now I've got some, and now I'm not afraid to nurse the one bottle I've had. I can foil like a maniac now. Put these away. Maybe we'll do some of that a little later. So somebody was asking me in my last video, my favorite brush of Lebanson to do scripting. And I have a few different ones depending on what size characters you like. Hey, CB. So I just wanted to mention that now in case I'm going to direct them to this video to see which ones I'm talking about. But also remind everybody that if you are interested in the coupon for August, it expires the end of this month. Hey, Carrie Ann. It's my first name, Patti, P-A-T-T-I, on the Lebanson Paintbrush website. I'll link everything under the video. But I just wanted to show you some of the, and I'll show you through here when I see scripting, which brush I remember using to do that. But this is one of my favorites. And this one is a small Russian sable. Right, they all come down into a really fine point. But that one's $70 plus the 20% off. but the Russian sable is a really good one. This one, I believe, is a small Russian sable on this bamboo handle. And this one, I'll show you a couple pages I did towards the end of this, where I used this one. Hey, Linda. And I kind of held it up high and did it real loosey-goosey. And I really liked how it came out. And this one is $25 plus the 20% off. And this is a small brown synthetic. You can't probably read that. Can you? Well, it says small brown synthetic in case you can't, and $25 with this longer bristle. I think this was 1.25 inches. And this one is really nice. This is the Wangi handle. It's a different type of bamboo, thicker, but it's like air. It's very lightweight. And this is the Silver Fox tip. And this one is, well, the label's worn off. So I don't know what size this is, but it is Silver Fox. I believe it was $160 plus the 20% off. So if you're interested in any of these other natural hair brushes that are more expensive, obviously, than the synthetics, use a coupon. So I got some more indigo blue tissue that came in, which, or rice paper rather. It's indigo blue rice paper. Oh, it's not labeled. My other one has a sticker on each of these packages. But it's indigo blue, BLU, all one word. It's in Europe, somewhere in Europe. Where are you, indigo blue? Oh, here's the packing list out here. Let me see, because I got some other kind of paper. Now I forgot what the heck I got. Great. I got this for Xandra, if you're watching, I got this for you. It's kind of a different version of mermaid scales. They had it. Put that over my Xandra pile. I don't think she's going to be on tonight. She had something to do, and I forget even what she was doing, but it's okay. Rice paper, stamping card, and watercolor rice paper. Huh? Rice paper and watercolor rice paper. Really? I didn't even know I ordered it. So this must be the card. It feels like cardstock. Or is it watercolor paper? No, it's got to be the cardstock. Yeah, this is cardstock. Well, where the hell? Which one of these? Well, well, that's interesting because I ordered 3 of the rice papers and there's 3 of these. And I got the stencil and the cardstock. And the most expensive thing I got was the watercolor rice paper. And I'm thinking that missed out somehow. Crapola. I'm going to have to email them, I think. I'm going to open these and feel each one to see if something feels different. And maybe they put 2 in 1. Has anybody ever heard of watercolor rice paper? That feels like the rice paper that I've used before and that came packaged like this. What the hell? That feels like this. Let me go back to this one again. Well, rats. Nope, they all look the same. So, yeah, I'm going to have to figure that out. I will email them later. Put this over here so I don't forget it because I will. Anyway, here's the the large, infamous journal that I've been working in. The first journal in my life that I have actually finished. Let me get rid of this snaggy piece of stuff here. Got glue stuck all over it and everything else. There we go. Now we got a nice clean surface. So I don't remember when I started this. And this is an Arteza watercolor journal. It's like 8 something by 11 something. It's a little bit bigger than an 11.5 standard piece of paper. Never heard it. Must be something that is invisible. Yeah, clearly it's here somewhere. Should we hang the flags out? Please do. Anyway, let's just do a quick flip through with this rascal. Bring in a little bit. I've never done a flip through before because I've never finished a journal. Ay, ay, ay. Why does that look crooked? Does it look crooked to you guys? Looks crooked to me. Oh, well, let's carry on, shall we? Okay, so here we go. This had some of Robin's papers in it and some of the stamps I got from her. This is just a big loopy, squirrely, circle-y thing I did. Actually, I drew this when we were in Arizona. I remember doing that. A couple little Seth. This is Seth stamps. This is my stamp, but Seth's embossing powder on there. Robin's paper down there. And this one, I think it was April that suggested about when I did the heavy black scripting like this down the middle, for me to use an embossing pen with the embossing ink in a pen, brush tip pen, like so, I believe. Yeah, something like this. Arrange or letter it. Or there's other brands of them. And I use the ink over top of that black, but try to leave a black border out of the initial character that I drew, and then embossed over it, which I thought was brilliant. And I did it a couple times in here because I really liked how it turned out. But that was thanks to April. This was a really simple one, but I did that again down here. Although the under scripting with the black ink wasn't as big and not near as much of the black stuck out of there. But I really like the background of this. See how shiny it is there? I've actually taken this picture and I've changed the coloration in it and printed it. And there's April, just as I talk about her. Huh. And I've changed the colors of it and used it in different stuff since then. Don't like this one. Lessons learned. The wrong color embossing powder was used on the scripting I did here, trying to do the same technique. That's what I think of that. It would have been cool on something else, like solid black or something. But on this jelly print, it kind of just blends right in and you lose it. And I would have rather not put this brass, as much as I like this Zodiac stamp. I think it made it too busy. Not a fan of that one, but that's okay. I learn things. Hey, Cher. This one I like. This was all Robin's papers except for this. And actually, she may have sent me that in some of her stuff. And this black and white paper, she actually sent me that, some origami paper. She gave me some in Arizona, then sent me a pack later. This is one of an old stamp that I had that I just embossed in red on top of there. You guys remember that little bit? Was like a postal stamp, but it was a long, skinny stamp. One of those ones that's like all white carved stuff. But these were all Robin's papers. This was done with the Buddha statue that's at my hairdresser's. I took a picture of it, and Jackie. This is where I got on the foil wagon. If Jackie's in here, you little rascal, you're the one that started this. She sent me this circle, but like a mandala that she did in foil and these little dashes. When I ordered something, or did she just send me something? I don't remember. Hey, Janine. But I saw those and I thought, oh my goodness. And here we are now. Yep, she started that one. Now this one doesn't look like much to some people maybe, but I love this one. I really do like this one. I like the base jelly print that's on there. See how shimmery that rascal is? It was like that all over it. I really like that. And I like how this is the first time I did the black, solid black circle underneath another circle and had that like drop shadow there. I like this little piece of scripting here, and I like the polka dots around these. These were some of my collage sheets that I sell. Hi, Elaine. That I sell in my Etsy shop, which is Inky Obsessions. But these were close-ups of a piece that I did in Seth Apter's workshop with Xander when she came up over a year ago now. But see all that? I wish I remembered what that was that I put on there. One of his things. I'll have to send him a picture and ask him what that was. But that's blown up. But it was bigger chunks like that. And this was another piece of the same one. It was a canvas, and I took pictures of it and then printed out the pictures and used pieces of that to make those collage sheets. This I just did recently, but this was one of the pages. See the scripting in the background? This is one of the pages where I just did a background and then did the rice paper test for you guys. That's a number of videos back. I don't know, maybe 10 videos ago, something like that. Maybe longer than that, where I just did all, and down here I had written the names of all the different rice papers. And actually this one was indigo blue that you can barely see that this black was written on it, melted right into the background, which is why I ordered more indigo blue rice paper. Yeah, I like that piece too, April. And I like the stark black and white around it, as I like around everything. But this one I just did recently. I put these on social media as I was doing them, but I used that text stamp that you see Robin using with, and I brayered some bronze, Golden's bronze paint over it and stamped it. This was a piece I found that I had done when I was doing one of my foiling frenzies a while back. And this was a really cool, this was a jelly print, and this was a piece of a jelly print that just had that crusty bit bronze across the bottom. And this is a picture of my patina paper. It looks 3D, but that's just on bond paper. Well, it's not going to look 3D if it doesn't focus. Yeah, you've seen it before, probably. So I just did that one recently. I just did this one recently. And this was another page where I just had a background and 3 strips of the scripting on various rice papers. Continuation of that test. I think I tested 9 or 10 rice papers that night. But when I was doing this stamping of this text stamp here in the background, I used my jelly plate as an ink pad and brayered some bronze paint, stamped the stamp in there, and then stamped it off there. Well, when I came back, I had leftover bronze paint. So to mute out some of this background with these 3 big rows of text in there, I stamped it. I stamped off the bronze onto the base page there. And that came out pretty cool, actually. There's a lot of texture in the plate because of the watercolor paper this is on. And this is that, it's the clock in Prague. Remember that godforsaken monstrosity of a, Eileen will remember, the one that went too far in my little journal. And this is a piece of my patina paper. These are stickers that I got with my Moo cards for my business cards. Yeah, that's what that was. Hi, Jerry. Pam. This is your favorite. Hey, Amalia. You mean this page is your favorite? This is what I did recently, too. I do like how it came out. I kind of like how everything's sort of clustered over here. But this piece had the same bronze paint on it. It's been in my drawer for months. This piece here, I tested a bronze circle in this months ago when I was trying to do one of my first collages in my small journal. I did it on a gesso, is it a gesso board? Some kind of a hard board with a cradle back to it that's hanging up in the living room. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to add in more bronze circles, and I wanted to see how it came out on this paper. So I painted it, came out fine. But this strip's always been in my little bit bin. So I pulled that one out. So that's one I did recently. This one is another one that had the 3 rows of the paper on it. This one, there's a couple schmutzes in here I'm not wild about. But I wanted to blank some of that out. So I just squirted some of the bronze paint and raked it through with a card to try to blur it out. Then I cut a big striped circle, cut it in half, and put them here. Right, you can see what that is. And then mimic this with, these are 2 real pieces of that paper. And the little black circle with the, this is Jackie's stencil that I did a jelly print on, and then foiled the jelly print. All right, and this, I really like this one. This one was one of the backgrounds I had put down, thinking I would do a bunch of just jelly prints for backgrounds and glue them in, so I had a starting point when I got to them. And I always worked around it. I never used it. And when I finally went back to use it, I was bound and determined to get this tape. Well, it's not tape, but it's strips of a design. That was one of my, where is it? That was one of my journal pages. And this one, before I went to the bigger format. But this is what I was trying to, was it that one? No, double flip through. Hang on. No. This. Hello. Oh, it's this, right, that I took a picture of. And then I cut a strip of it and then kept inverting it. So I have this, and then I have a picture like this, so it makes the circle connect like so. See what I mean, Vern? So it looks like a whole bronze circle there, but that's actually 2 of those images, and one inverted and joined, and just a repetition of that. But that's where that came from. Anywho, but I really liked the more royal cobalt kind of blue. And then I used some of this paper that I used. That, well, ta-da, right there. Oh, look, and the same tape. I forgot about that. That same strip, maybe somewhere subconsciously, I remembered it went really good with this paper, because that's what this circle and this strip is off that same sheet of paper. Huh, what do you know? And then this has little, I took those same text stamps I was showing you, and you guys might have seen me, I foiled some not long ago. See that little strip that went through there? And the one going vertical down here? That's foil on, I think that's on onion skin. But I really like this blue. I'm looking at it on the screen and I like it even more. Huh, interesting. Hey, Janine. Oh, thank you. So this was done recently. And you can see this was the last page of the 10th rice paper that I tested, was this strip here, I believe. Is that true? Wait a minute. Untrue. I glued this in there. This was one of the jelly print backgrounds that had Jackie's, I forget what she calls it, but it's an abstract concentric circle. It's kind of wonky on her stencil. And that was the background on this turquoise looking teal jelly print. So I used my, not this one, I used this stamp out of my new set, which is out of stock. Hopefully should be in the next few days, I'm hoping. And stamped it here, then inverted it and stamped it here. But what I did again was I had my jelly plate out, used some of the bronze on it with my brayer, and then used it as an ink pad and stamped it, ink pad, stamp it, voila. And then this, I thought, hey, I had all these from cutting out all my black and white striped little circles. I had all these solid black circles. in my little bit box up here. And okay, April, take care. And I thought, hey, wait a minute. What about this being stamped on there? And I got it lined up fairly good. If you look really close, you see it blurred a little bit because it kind of scooted on me. But let's not be all that critical. Can't even see it on there hardly because it won't focus. But anyway, this was one of the photo dial prints or images that I came up with, and then I printed it. I liked it so much and cut it, the strips. It had black stripes down through the image, and I just cut a piece out of the middle so it had black on both edges. Piece of the fabric that I jelly printed on. This is my coffee mug stencil, all these geometric shapes, and then the script in there was foiled on. And here's more of those stamps down here. And then I did the pictographs, and you couldn't really see them. They kind of blended in there. I did them here so it showed up over the black, and that showed a little bit better on that. So that was that one. But that one, hey, Green. The lineup looks good. Oh, thanks, Margaret. Thanks, Tamara. But this was one of the recent ones. This one, it's okay. Not thrilled about it. And I think I had another piece of my tear sheet down the bottom here. And it almost is so blendy with the background of the jelly print that was on the page already that you don't see it that well. But this had a little bit of blue in this jelly print when you see it. I think it was a PBO. And this had that same kind of royal blue in it. And then I remembered this print that had the blue pictographs in the background with this shape again. I should have dropped this in here somewhere to mock that, but I didn't, but that's okay. And then, of course, I got my black and white stripes everywhere and my little lines of pictographs there. And then I stamped over some of it. You can see it down here on the dark with that script stamp with the bronze paint again. And kind of up here, just kind of mishmashed around. Oh, thanks, Amalia. And this one I did recently. Actually, I think Robin was on with this when I did this one. And this is her marbled paper for one of her paper packets. This is the Mayan calendar. It's a circle, but I cut it in less than half to put it in here. I like the circles coming out of the edge like that for some reason. That appeals to me. But this hangs in a Mexican restaurant where we used to go to eat pre-COVID all the time. And I took a picture of it. And I've used it a lot. I think I shared it before, and I told somebody else I was going to share it again. I don't know if I did that. So if I owe you this, let me know. Hey, Jackie. But some of Seth's, some of my little pictograph stacks like this that I stamped and embossed with Seth's baked texture and patina oxide. I'll show you that close because that comes out really cool. Another piece of that same fabric with the foil and the jelly print on it. That's a batik fabric. I got it artistic. What is it called? What is it called? It's a store. Artifacts. Artistic Artifacts in Northern Virginia's. Oh, do you, Jackie? Yeah, I do. I always have. Oh, good, Margaret. And this strip is a strip that Xandra sent me using metallic gold 3D paste through one of those Chinese stencils. So let me show you closer up. This jelly print in the background is a beautiful color. This is Seth's Ice Ink Ice in Glacier Bay. Glacier Bay? Ice Glacier? What the hell is it called? Glacier Green. That I used to do a cleanup jelly print. And you can see a lot of the bronze bits, and I'll do Art and Soul retreats. But they travel with Art and Soul retreats and set up their shop at the hotel where they're having the classes. I used to go to the one in Virginia Beach all the time. And yeah, they're really sweet people. Yeah, really, really nice. And this one was one that I did using Robin's papers for one of the design team pages that I did. And here are the stamps that Eileen, my favorite mod, sent me of, not Cheryl Khan, Zia, stamp Zia. Oh, God bless it. I can't remember her name. I do too, Jackie. It's all Robin's papers. It just went together so easily. All I really did on my own was this kind of a champagne or pewter color. Really cool. And this one, I don't know. It's okay. I like it. I messed up this embossing down here on the red when I tried to go over the black script with the ink pen, the embossing ink pen again. But this red, Chinese red powder stuck a lot of places and it didn't come out quite as clear, but I like it still. These were 2 little strips of this paper that I had used to cut something down, and had these tiny little strips, and they were sitting in my bin forever, but I love them sitting there. They're very shiny. But see what I mean about that down there. But another lesson learned. It's not going to be hanging in a museum. It's in my journal. Hey, Gail. This one is another one that I did recently. And you can see the schmutzes over here and up on this edge. This was the page that I had a bunch of stuff on my jelly plate. And I thought I could off-print it on a page as a background, but it came out kind of crappy. So I decided to cover it with this jelly print. It was a cleanup I did when I was showing you guys the Artistic Painting Studio rollers that Jennifer sent me there when I bought my foil. And it had all those streaks through it. It was one of those cleanup prints. And underneath here, you can see that, what's that tie paper called? Unru paper that I jelly printed on, and then I foiled over it. And it came out really ghostly with the foil. That's underneath here. Let me hold this up. And this is what I wanted to show you. I love the scripting on that. And that's what I did with this long skinny brush and some Sumi ink. This was on one of Robin's papers that was included in one of her more recent printables packs that come out the first of each month. You can get them on her Teachables website, teachables.com, and look for Robin McClendon. And this is the one that had some blue on one side of it somewhere. That was washed out. And this is that. I got to make more of this rice paper, that small print of these rows of pictographs. They watercut so nice out of that rice paper. I really like those. And this was a piece. This was one of Robin's printables. I think they changed the color on this and printed it, actually. And this one, I did the same thing with stamping this image on there, but then I ran it through the Mink with on it. So it was acrylic paint that pulled that foil. Let me see if I can get it to shine. It's shiny. It's so hard to see. But you can see the bits of this print that were the bronze paint, and the bronze paint and the foil showing up from underneath of there. Something about those black and white stripes. I just love that. And somebody mentioned it to me not too long ago. I made a comment on Facebook that they like how I mix the old wall kind of aged grungy stuff with the modern black and white stripes. I never even looked at it that way. I never even thought about that, but I guess that's what it is kind of a mishmash of the two. But I'm not that smart enough to figure that out on my own. But thank you, whoever pointed that out. But I just love them in there. I've always put black and white in all my stuff from like the beginning. I've always had some kind of black and white marks. So for some reason, I don't know. This is one of my favorites. That's one of my faves. And these are Robin's papers in the background. My black and white stripes. This is, Xandra sent me more tissue with the red metallic 3D paste that she put through it on tissue. There's a little piece down here. I made it kind of look like a chop. And then these are Eileen stamps foiled on deli, I think. This is one of my old stamps from one of my first sets that I stamped there in that little corner image. More of that batik with the jelly print. And here's the big wide, the stamp that Eileen sent me. This real wide, wispy kind of font. And red down there to pull the red in again. But that's one of my favorites. See that one? And there's the foil on top of the fabric and the foil on the deli foil. But with those pops of red and that circle, the way that fit right in that kind of arc that was there in that rusted, one of her rusted papers where I think she laid some India ink around a shape or a stencil and let it run. That's one of my favorites. Mama likey that one. Seth said yesterday mixed black. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure everybody does that, but something about stripes, black and white stripes, really, I don't know if the contrast is so close and repeated that that's what draws my eye to. I don't know. Who knows how the hell my brain works? I could not tell you. And this was, again, guess whose papers? Robin McClendon's. This was the background, was one of her jelly prints that she had in her paper packet. And I love that turquoise and orange. I always have. But I added my black and white stripes. I added a surfboard with some foil. There was a piece. Oh, you know what? This was the second piece of her paper that had this little bit of her scripting down the edge. And I wanted it to show on this little white edge. And over top of that, I'll hold it up to the light. I used, I think that's Magic Indian Summer by Creamer. No, it's not. That's paint. That's not watercolor. That's acrylic. Oh, you know what it is? It's Halo Pink Gold from Jacquard Luminaire. Halo Pink Gold. And I used it through my new pictograph stencil. And some of the foil on deli again. And this piece, this circle up here, this was another one of her papers. And people kept saying, what does 1787 mean? It's just a really cool font on a document that she had. And when she did these papers, when she did it digitally, put them together, she just threw that little snippet in on top of a gold jelly print. And then I took a little stencil and put some bronze paint through it. So let me show you up closer. You can't really see that from, but you can see that Halo Pink Gold scripting down there that kind of went with that orangey color. And then the little shiny foil surfboard and the bronze. I did that through a stencil. And Jackie, you have this stencil too. I think it's a Crafter's Workshop. I can't think of the name of it, but I think I saw you have it and use it. I've seen it before, but it kind of mimicked this bigger print here. These dots here that were in Robin's page. So I just went vertically with 2 strips of that stencil, pouncing bronze paint through it, and then the foiled script stamp. Which paper packet from Robin's? I will have to go back and look at my folders and tell you, Jerry. If you go in the Teachable site, you can you know, look at each month's which one it was. See, Margaret? Corncob etching. I'd have never guessed that. Thank you, Jackie. Oh, gosh. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the tiny pictographs. They're out of my latest stamp set, which I'm out of stock of. They sold out like immediately. More on the way. But something else I was going to say. Oh, and in the shadows here, you can see a script stamp that I stamped on there real faint, like just here and there. That's kind of a Robin thing in the background that I've seen her do. I know, like somebody's here to whack me in the back of the head, CB, so I can spit it out. I got stuck in neutral. This one's one of my favorites. And I would have never thought so, but for some reason it is. So this background page, I think I put the whole page down there. This was one of Robin's prints in her packets as well. But she originally gave this out to us free in Patreon. And it had this big circle on it with the bronze dots. You can see on the copy of it that looks like you can see the texture, and it looks like it's 3D bronze paint on there. And it's a photocopy that printed out on my little Chinchy printer. More of these 3D characters she did. And I used red to kind of pick up the red and this bleed of this little circle around there. This is Jackie, one of Jackie's little stickers that she sent me. And I guess I bought some more stencils or something. She had them in there. And this is my little Buddha that I have in one of my tear sheets that I sell on Etsy. And he's in there in different ways and different colors. But this one, I can't remember if I did that or if the photo dot did that. That might have been a photo dot image that came up that dark red like that. But I just love that when it did. And then I have little, my scripting here a little bit. I have some Punchinella in bronze and one of my larger pictograph stacks art foamies that I printed in bronze down there, more foil script stamp. And then I took my little foil quill and some foil and did just little marks here and there. So you can see little dots and dashes up in this more plain area up there. And here you can see the Punchinella and the bronze. This was the I just said it, art foamies and pictographs. And then I made some like teardrops coming out of his eyes, but they didn't come out that good. And a little bit more down here in the corner of this where it was dark. And then I put another little piece of that red down here so it kind of looked like a chop. But that's one of my favorites. And it seems out of character for my love of turquoise and purple. But I like that shift every once in a while. Shocks my system. This one I did recently. This was one of, and this scripting here I did with this long brown synthetic Lebanson brush. It's 1.25 inch bristles, real fine, and it's $25. But if you use, again, I want to mention, if you use my coupon, it's good till the end of this month for 20% off. I'll link everything below to make sure you guys don't miss out on that. But this piece in the back, well, first I painted the whole page was a mess. I forget what was on there. I didn't like it, but I painted the bronze paint in the background. Well, I covered just about all of it up, but that's okay. Over that, I put a piece of that Unru paper. You can really see it there. That I jelly printed on, and then I ran it through the Mink on a very used piece of foil, so it only picked up every little so often. And it's got my pictograph stenciled over it too. This was the same circle, the same print here that I had enlarged and changed the color, and then I watercut the circle out of it and dropped it in the bottom. This was one of Jackie's stencils here that was on a jelly print with that Seth's Isink ice in Glacier Green again. But this scripting like that, I really like how loosey-goosey that looks. I felt a little out of control when I was doing it, I got to tell you. But I really liked it. I got to turn the fan on. Fan on. Used to always be chilly down here, but for some reason this year it seems a little stuffy. Okay, Allie, no worries. Thanks for stopping in. Hey, Susan. Vintage Art Chronicles. Sharon. Hi, Sharon. I know. Who doesn't love Robin? If you don't love Robin, I got to block you. Yeah, she's awesome. So, yeah, I really liked how that one turned out. But with just all this old crusty looking stuff and the black and white stripes under it, it kind of makes this pop. Because if you just laid that on there without that, I was like, I really like this piece of paper. And this is when I was talking about the coffee stain with the blue in it. See, it's got some blue thrown in there. And I forget if that was the Wood watercolor. Wood. Oh, bye, CB. Patty, you should art film some of your scripts. I'll put that on my list. And this one, Eileen, if you're here. Oh, my Lord. This one was a bear. I do like it, though, now that I've lived with it for a while. This picture, this was a blow up, and you can only see the edges of some of the characters here and around here of a piece of my patina paper. And the images came out. I blew it up when I copied it, so it came out a lot bigger. But it looks very Caribbean ocean like. You know, you don't really know what it is. I know what it is. Now you guys know what it is. I thought that was odd. That you start rumors that way. What the hell's the matter with you, girl? Oh God. And then I think it might have been Allie that I put this piece. I've had this jelly print for years, and I really liked it. And I used a bit of it somewhere at one time, and I had this piece left, and I always thought I'm using a corner somewhere, and I thought I'd bring it out for this, and I was like, it just like I don't know, it just blends too much. And some brilliant, hey Judy, said put some of your black and white stripes under it to make it pop. Hello, lover. I did. I love it. So this is a piece of the batik fabric from Artistic Artifacts under here that has I foiled with my pictographs on here, a surfboard. And what bugs the crap out of me now, and I never noticed it, is that this is upside down, this font. That's okay. Maybe I did it on purpose. You'll never know. Copy of the photostat of the corrugate cardboard that I patinaed, and a little punch I did of how did I do that gold ink on there? Was that a stamp? It was a stamp I put on there. Then Eileen said, and this is one of my piece of my tear sheet down here, and more of these gold metallic characters. And then Eileen said, put some Chinese coins on there. Well, I had some. And then she said, emboss your Chinese coins. Well, I never even dreamed of embossing metal. Well, you can. So I did. So the one at the top, you can't really tell. It's got the what is that color called? Robin's egg embossing glaze on it, and you could barely see it. It changed the color of it. It's shiny, but you can't really see the color. This is Seth's Tau Sunset, which came out really cool. And this one, I think, is that embossing glaze too. Oops, where is it? Hello, little coin. There you are. You can't really tell, but you can see the foil on the fabric. I don't know if you can tell it's foil or not, but it is. I kind of slid that and stacked some stuff up underneath of there. But I do like that one. Was that two? No. This one, I don't know. I really like this little bit down here. It looks so 3D with alternating the black and turning the stripes the other way. A piece of these stuff down here again. This is batik fabric that I stamped and foiled with rose gold foil. I'm sorry that I took this stencil, which I love, and put this bronze over this. It sounded really good in my head. I do like the corrugate and the offset of the black. However, and this is that same circle again of Robin's with the red bleeding out of it. It kind of, unless you hit the light right, you don't really see that bronze, and then it just looks like, let me see if I can make it look, now it's going to all catch the light. Of course it does. But here's the rose golds. Can you see that it's rose gold? In certain light you can see it, in certain light you can't. But it is. So I would have not done that. Well, over on the side, yeah, I was trying to mimic this circle in there, and then I put it there, and I thought, should I put it over here? Maybe that's where I went wrong. I don't know. Something about it is off to my eyeball. Oh, bye, Hallie. I do like this one. Here's another one of Jackie's stickers down here. This is a piece of handmade paper that Robin made and had in a packet of goodies that she sent me. And my small images of pictographs, I printed on that coffee stain downloadable of hers that has the blue in it. And then that blue made me pick this sticker, this surfboard, these little stickers here to pull that in. And you could, this is one of my favorite jelly prints that's in the background of that. Not much of it shows. I have pictures of it. I can print it again if I want. And then Jackie's, this is Jackie's stencil that I did on the jelly plate. And then I put it through the foiler and it came out really pretty. But see the blue bits? That's one of my stickers from with my Moo cards. And you can see more of that blue down here. And there's some blue in the surfboard. It's very shiny. Here's one of Jackie's stickers. I backed it with some black because it was just kind of losing over this color. It wasn't standing out. Somebody said, put black behind it. And then this piece the same way. I ended up trying to tear a piece of black paper to kind of frame that on. I really like that. But look at the bits and the gold threads and the leaves and buds and flowers and stuff that's in there. That Robin made that paper some time ago. And a little black and white stripe in there. I do like that one. I still think that looks like a slice of rotten bread. Then you can't have any. Goofball. This, I like this one. When I first did it, I didn't, but it's grown on me. But put a piece of coffee stained rice paper that I scripted on, kind of hidden behind all this stuff. Another piece of that Jackie stencil that I foiled. This whole background was a jelly print. You can ghostly see some pictographs in there on the right angle. They're sideways. And then I put it through the Mink. This was foiled. That's Timmy text stamp. Foiled that on a piece of Robin's coffee stain papers. This was the coffee stain certificate that Robin had in my pile of stuff she sent me. And I foiled on top of that a little choppy looking Who's a Bobbit down there. And look, black and white stripes are hidden in there. What do you know? I did. Finally, Susan. Hey, Glenda. Finally. And you know what? I really like this. When I started doing this, I thought this is going to look hokey. And it may look hokey to some people, but I really like that. So these are both batik fabrics that I foiled with a text stamp through the Mink. Focus for Mama, won't you please? No, you're not going to do it? You're not going to do it, are you? There we go. Well, in and out. And this was a picture of a piece of my patinaed papers, that purple and turquoise. And I was making copies of it, and I ran out of toner. And that's how it came out. And it's like, I like that better than the original. This piece, too. Actually, this piece, that's a copy of one of the pieces I recently used. Well, I guess it doesn't matter, but oh, maybe it's back further. Well, maybe we'll come across it then. Black and white stripes, the same coffee paper with the little pictographs on it. One of my Outback stamps that I used. That was a piece of underpaper that had a lot of the overspray on it from, I don't know, whatever the hell I was doing. Oh, you know what it was? It was when I was using the Luminaire's wet on that piece of fabric that kind of went south. And this is the bottom of this that had the bronze paint on it. That's a piece of the bronze paint that I just punched out as a circle to get a little more purple up there, of the same kind of palette as those. And this is a piece of the corrugate that printed out underneath of here that copied wrong too. And this jelly print was it Kathy Arbor was doing the bronze paint, a layer on the jelly plate, then sprayed it with water and let it sit, and it separated. And if you look closely, you can see the turquoise that separated and came out. Maybe not so good on the pieces that are showing. Here you can kind of see it. But that's what that background was to start with, that piece of that jelly print. This one got a little phallic thing going on there. It kind of follows me. I can't help it. But it started out with a really cool background that I used Sumi ink scripting on the jelly plate and picked it up with some kind of silvery metallic on really fine tissue. And that's what that background was. A little tear sheet, a little black and white. I had this on craft paper for a long time, just a brush stroke, and a bronze circle. More Xander stuff, pictographs in red. And I always like this little piece of scrap. This is one of Jackie's stickers too. Jackie, do you sell those stickers on your Etsy shop? Because you should. It's my middle name, Judy. But I always liked this little piece that came out with the turquoise little dots and dashes on it. I thought I'm going to use that somewhere, and I was running out of pages, and I thought, oh, hell, I better use it. So I did. Another piece of that jelly print. I got a long run out of that jelly print of Jackie's stencil that I foiled. Yeah, it's sitting on a surfboard. I don't know. This one, I love this piece of paper of Robin's scripting that was kind of like watered down and blurred, but I think it matched too much with this background that is awesome. But these are all her papers. This was another design team page that I did with her paper. And I did some of my foil quill scripts on it and just some scratchy lines down there to add some shine. More of her scripting here. Black and white stripes. My little pictograph stamps. Another chop down here. Hey, Brock. And this one, I really like this one. This was a foil experiment that I thought I reinvented the wheel and learned 2 days later I did not. It fell off the cart. However, it still looks cool. Remember when I put that weathered copper foil from Artistic Painting Studio on that piece of black paper with nothing on it and it stuck, and I punched a circle out of it and everything was good, and I came down to do this collage and I used it, but you can see how as I bent, oops, where am I? How I bent it up, how it's peeling off of there, which Jennifer told me, like, that shouldn't do that. I don't think that's going to last. She's absolutely correct. But this half circle here was a jelly print that I did on fabric when I was doing those a couple of months ago. I finally cut out one of those and used that. A little black and white behind it. And then I did this, I don't know, looks like, I don't know, a little too even Stevener, but I do like it. I love the background. That was the jelly print that I foiled, that was just like had scraps on it, and some of the paint was really like really thick and crusty, and those high spots are what melted and picked up the foil, so it's kind of spotty. There you can see where how much of it's not foiled, right? But I like it. This is a piece that Jude sent me. More black and white, a little scripting. And this was a circle that I punched out of another one of those foils called Champagne Dot or something like that. You can barely see it. I just wanted it sticking out of the corners. But I do like that one. This one, that was going horribly wrong. And I'm still on the fence, but it's growing on me because I like the colors, right? They're my colors. You throw turquoise and purple and some gold and black and white, and how bad can that be? But this is the one I started out where the whole page was black and white stripes, and I was just going to let whatever showed from those stripes show rather than adding more to another one. I tried to do a little reverse thinking there. But it's okay. A real piece of patina. I'm going to have to make more of that stuff. I love that stuff. Another little piece of one of jelly prints with Jackie stenciling it down there. Little piece of the foil with the text stamp down underneath of that conglomeration there. This kind of dot dash foil, a little strip of foil down there. It's got a little shiny. This is the same jelly print here as this big piece. And you can see where I foiled over it with that big flourish stamp. And that, what's that foil called? Holographic. And this isn't a surfboard, but this was that long, what is it called? The long, I should know the name of my own stencil. It's the one with all these stripes, wide stripes, I think it's called. That was purple and turquoise and had a little tiny bits of foil on it. I liked it. This is the last page. Don't like it pretty much whatsoever. I mean, if I took every little piece apart, I like it, but together, I must have been exhausted and just slap it on and call it done. But then somebody, it might have been Z, said, it's kind of like all your signature things all in one. Because it's got my scripting. This is that Kramer Magic Indian Summer. I'll show you when you move it. It's color shifting paint. See, it's like magic, changing colors. They were doing color shifting paints before color shifting paints were cool. This is a piece that Jude sent me. It's got Robin's, her the big wooden stamp. It's not me. Is it, Eileen? I don't like it. And Green likes it. I know there's nothing. I like this piece. That piece came off of a picture of that piece, right? This was something that came out of Photoda that was a picture of, wait. This. It was a picture of this that came out completely different color family. I stamped over it in rose gold stamp pad. Try to put some red in here with this red. And this funky taupey rosy color, it was one of my watercolor on Yupo. Kind of had that color in it. Don't like it. I don't, and I don't care. Who knows it? But that's how I finished. I guess I was exhausted by then. I was trying to get out of the box and do something different, right? So there you go. I finished a journal. Took me 63 years to do it, but by jiggities, I did. There's a flip. Oh yeah, that one. That's not the first one though. And that one. And there you have it. But I don't like doing the backs of the pages. It feels odd to me a couple of reasons. It feels odd to me to work. I mean, I know I can move it over, but it feels odd to me to work on this side for some reason. I don't know why. But also, some of them are a little warped and crunchy and thick from all the stuff that's on them. And if I did them both, you know, the book would be really gaping open. Hey, Z. So there you have it. Oh, it was exhausting. And this was a 2-pack, so I guess I can start another one, but I'm not starting it tonight. But I did, some of you guys probably watch Irit Landgraf on YouTube, does watercolors. And I was watching her the other day. I haven't been watercoloring much, but I'm trying to get back psyched up for it. And she had this palette. And I thought, that's kind of, I did, Eileen, but I threw my back out, so I can't do it anymore. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Glenda. Thanks, Dot. She was showing this new palette she's using. And I thought, I like that palette. That's different. And of course, I had to investigate, drill down, look at an older video where she started talking about this. And it is available on Amazon for like 14 bucks. So, got one. But let me show you this. I think it's a watertight seal on here. And it kind of locks shut. It only comes in this red color, which doesn't bother me. It's kind of like quinacridone red. But you got a place to put, and it's got one of those metal trays in there that you can remove. You can pull this out if you want it out. And I think now she has her so full that she has this out so it doesn't restrict her, and has pans lined up in here solid, I believe. But it's just a regular 24 pan, whatever that's called, tin insert. I don't know what the hell it is. But you can put whole and half pans, and I even shoved a row of half pans down the middle. So I put, this is like my favorites in here. And I had another favorites palette, but it was a smaller one. It didn't have all that I wanted in it. My other favorite palette that I did was my CC palette. You guys remember when everybody was going mad over CC's palette that she put together out of rainbow order and in a more usable fashion, like so, where she's got all the yellows and reds this way, so she can mix them here, and the pinks and reds this way, so she can mix them here, pinks and purples, mix them all in there, greens and blues, and now I have too many greens and neutrals down in here. But I thought that was a brilliant way, instead of having them rainbow order this way, and then you come back with those more earthy tone yellows and oranges, and they're down here in the browns. Like, what the hell are they down there for? Anyway, I thought it would take CC to think of this. But anyway, that's one of my favorites. I do like this one a lot. But they're all half pans, where this, I have some whole pans in here, full pans. And then the stuff that I use more, I put down in these so I can, can use them. And I tried to do them what some people say to do, put the watercolor at the top so you can water it down and let the watered down version of your paint well up down here. Of course, this one was kind of had some binder in it. It was indigo and it slid down, but that's okay. What's it called? I'll look it up for you. But it's got this insert that can come out for mixing stuff. And I made a little, and you can take this out, but I made this swatch sheet until I remember what everything is. I think I know, but you never know. And this is another extra little piece. It's got a little cutoff on there where you can take it out. But hang on, let me go get a link real quick for you. Hang on. Don't anybody go anywhere. I can't see you right now. Can't keep my eye on you. Gotta go to Amazon. Orders. There it is. I'll give you the link because it doesn't really have a brand name on it. It says watercolor paint palette, portable folding paint tin, 16 slots. That's what it says. But here, use the link. A pan hugger. It's close enough for me, Brooke. Yeah, I just thought it was a good combination of, this kind of thing, whole and half pans. So that's what I did. They aren't any kind of rainbow order. They're just in my order, which doesn't make any sense to anyone, I'm sure. But I don't really care. Is that an additional mixing area? Yep. This pops out. So you have this and you have that. And you could, take this out and use the space underneath of that, right? If you really wanted to. But I never saw the combo like that before. I'm sure there probably is one, but I never saw it. So I have all my favorite metallics up here and all my favorite blue and um, Primatex and darks down here that I really like, and little half pans of other stuff that I really like. So that's my really like palette. One day we'll get this sucker wet and do something with it. Oh, do they, Jerry? I haven't been at Hobby Lobby and I can't tell you how long. Well, pre-COVID. But I liked it. So there you have it. I just wanted to share that because I knew you guys would like that too. Put my CC palette out of harm's way. So I drop it into the barrel. So what do we want to do? Look, I have this white page problem. Oh, thanks, Cher. Take care. Glad you could join us. Do I want to do? I thought about trying to do some. I wanted to maybe foil some on my on some jelly prints, but I don't know that I have any handy that. Well, maybe I do. Let me do a quick look through. This damn fan's driving me crazy. Hold that paper down. I don't need to foil these because they're already shiny. This one I put that gold roller over there. Those have a lot of foil like crazy on them. This, I think the Jacquard paints are the ones. I might do more foils, Eileen. I don't know. What time is it? 7:44? Some of these are those Jacquard paints, and I think they're the ones that don't heat up and stick to the foil like some other regular acrylics do, although that one did. That one's already been foiled. That one's got a little flicker of foil in it. I put very used sheets of foil through these. We could maybe do something crazy with that one. I just love this piece of cleanup paper that I did. Used over and over and over. Excuse me again. I have no idea how I did that, but I like it. I can hardly feel that, so I don't think any of those would be appropriate other than maybe this one. Let's see what I got on this side. This is only a little tiny stash of more recent prints. These are some older ones. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe something down in this vicinity. Hang on. This one I already did. See, that's that Unruh paper that I jelly printed on. Had that celestial or that zodiac stamp in the background. I think it's a zodiac. No, it's the new one. It's that, what was it called? The other one Xandra sent me. But that's that Unruh paper. That's already been foiled. This is just stuff I was picking up on the something might stick to that. But that's like the solid thing, right? That's the solid. I was looking for something that's not solid, that's got a break in the pattern. Like, see, this is solid paint. And as cool as that is, I think I would lose the whole thing because it's going to stick to the bronze and it's going to stick to the black. There, that's right. I believe that is true. There cannot be anything, can't be too shiny. But I thought that one was, but it's not. But these will come out all printed. This one wouldn't. Maybe you try that one. I think that went through once. See that little bit of shimmer down there? That looks pretty cool as it is. I don't want to. And here's that same stencil that Jackie sent me on a jelly print. That looks pretty cool. Now this, that has a lot of crunchy stuff on there. That's got a lot of, I can feel a lot of the bits on there are pretty thick. That might come out pretty cool. This one, I don't remember. Oh, what the hell? We'll try it. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. This is one of my favorite ones. It's got that Seth Glacier Green, some bronze, my stencil. But see how the bronze came out on the black paint everywhere? It picked up, that's what the cleanup print did through the stencil. It picked up all that was on the plate. Mom, I like that one. This one, I could do something with that. That's very shiny as it is though. And very slick. I know what kind of paints are on there. Coffee stained that jelly print, as you can see. So jelly paper does coffee stain. How about some of my old prints? I gave a bunch of those babies away. That's another one. See, these are solid. They're going to come out mostly probably solid. This is one of my favorite cleanups of all times. Look at that. And it's half black and half all those bits on there. I never had the heart to use the original. I printed this out and used the print. But I just love that. That might be interesting. That's one of Joan's stencils. I think the stuff in the background is the jacquard. And I know what prints they are. That's one of Joan's stencils too. That's a badass, but that's solid. Solid. Oh, that's one of Joan's. I really like that one though. I don't want to cover that up with anything. That came out really cool. Mommy liked that one. This one we could maybe do something with. That's a hot mess. Why am I keeping that one there? That goes in the other department. Oh, that was a hot mess on the foil. The foil experiment gone bad. That might work. Oh, look at you. Huh. These are kind of old. Remember when I was doing the reverse through the surfboard stencil, cleaning it out, and then I forget. I have to show you how to do it. This one too. I did this and this. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. That one's just a blob, but isn't that, I don't know, there's something about that one that's really cool. I wish I knew how I did that. I'm going to put that up in the collage pile as is. This was a cleanup. That's probably too much paint. Those are patina prints. That one's kind of cool. Is that one of yours, Joan? What is that? Thank you. There's my mind. Remember everything on each page. I can't remember what I had for breakfast, but I guess what I'm interested in, I can really remember if I want to. Hey, Jane. this design. Oh, you know what this is? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What is that? I think that's a Julie Fayfam Balzer Art Foamy. Is that right? Does anybody recognize that pattern? That might look really cool. Oh, look at this. Hello, lover. Huh. There's a lot of paint on there. That was a cool cleanup with real shadows of this bronze over that turquoise. Oh, look at you. Maybe we can do something with, oh, look at you. Huh. Usually I try to do those surfboards on black, but these colors wouldn't look so great on the black. Little ghostly mermaids. Let's see, that would all. Oh, ho, 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 ho. Oh, you know what these are? I know what this paint is now. And the black and white one I just put up there, that's African Jade and maybe Snapdragon and Color Art Viva Ultra Metallics. That's what that is. Look at you. Why didn't I pick that up on black? I can do it again. I'm going to put that over here so I remember that one. Those were the same colors. Huh. This one's cool. And I don't know how I did it, but this is the cleanup. I think that's Seth Isaac ink in the background. But look at this really close up, how the bronze is kind of peppered through there. Isn't that cool? But it's so much white on the background. Like, you know, what would I ever use that for? So maybe let's play with it. Here's those same colors with the silver. This is the silver, the African Jade, and the Snapdragon again on that. Patina. Some more of that reversing stuff. Bamboo. Oh, this is old. This is old. And I forget what stencil that is from when this is probably 8 or 9 years old. But look at the color combination here where this, I think this was, what the hell was that? I wish I knew what that was. Now that I'm looking at that. It looks like copper and maybe a PBO. I don't know. Look at those colors up really close. How they blended. It's a very tribal looking little design. It was totem poles, actually. It's all coming back to me now. It was totem poles. And this was a different one, but it was another tribal kind of a theme. That might be an eye stencil, actually. This is probably 8 or 9 years old. And this is one of Julie's stencils. What was it called? Oh, Aboriginal or something like that. That's really pretty. Up close you can really see the different. It was just a cleanup, but it had all those little shadows of those designs in it. Never had the heart to use it. I don't know why I'm keeping that. That's not that special. You're not that special. You're okay. And here was that combination of those colors again on a, I think that's a Julie stencil too. Interesting. Huh. I'm going to look for those stencils again. Where the hell would they be? Sweet Moses. Might as well put you back in the stack with these long papers. I got too much crap pulled out of here for a little bit of time anyway. All right. Okay. Well, what the heck? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Another one. Put you in here. I got way too much out here to play with. Thought stuck on here on the paper using nothing, but it didn't for long. A couple days it looked like it stuck, but it's not blaming it. Oh Lord, I'm trying to reach this. Oh, I'm gonna have to. I gotta turn the fan off for this. It's gonna be curtains if I don't. I'm gonna put. I gotta get a grip on what I got here. This is that lentil. No, lentil's the green one. What the hell's that called? I bought a whole roll of it. I forgot what the hell it's called. It'll come to me. Nickel. That's the nickel one. It's not green. It's not silver. It's not bronze. It's like a charcoal, smoky metallic. It's got a little greenish tint, but whatever you're wearing, it'll pick up. It's one of my favorites, actually. It does look silver, but it doesn't in person. You can see all different kind of reflections in there. So, and this is closest to it. This one's called lentil. It's got a little bit of green in it. These are so reflective that you can't really tell. But see how these solid ones are on a clear carrier sheet and it's just silver backing to the foil. And it's when you pull the foil away, the sheet on the back is clear. Those are the regular foils that I think you can also use on fabric if you wanted to. These are called V-Mask that have the dark foil. And there's some of them are brown, some of them are black, some of them are a yucky baby poop color. And I don't know why the colors are different, but you can't use these on fabric. But these are the ones that I think come out really cool. They're shinier when you use them because you pull that flat, solid color behind it out of the way and you get the real foil effect. However, how am I gonna? Sweet Moses. Some of these are 18-inch ones, and I'm sure I only ordered 12 by 12s. This one's called Dark Pewter Bronze. It doesn't look very shiny, but I can almost assure you that it is. This one's 18 inches. Berkeley Champagne, that's 18 inches. Grand Prix, that's 12 by 12. I need to try to figure out solid, checks, pattern. Okay, let me see how I ingeniously put these foils between these boards before. Oh, nothing. Those were used bits of patterns. These were samples I hadn't used yet. These were patterns. Will that fit in there laid out? Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I'll put the patterns in. Oh, crap. What else do I have in here? Hang on. This is all used stuff. Okay, so I'm going to put the patterns that are not demasked in here. Just on the clear backing. Seemed like a good idea when I first started to do it. My 18 inches. Oh, hell. See, now I'm putting this in the wrong one. That's solid. Hello. Pay attention. I really like this Berkeley brown. That's pretty. This one looks cool. That's Odell. It looks like oil and water when you really see it. So this is a V mask. This is a V mask. And if that gets a crease in it, it gets a crease in it. I'm okay with that. These are the solids. Oh, but this isn't a solid. That must be a V mask because it's got a, what the hell? Look at that. But it's a solid. This is getting stranger by the minute, people. That's a clear one. All right, let's put the V mask ones in here. Oh my goodness. I must have another storage solution. Anybody? You'd be a millionaire. That or stencils. Sheesh. Lord have mercy. Okay. Let me put them up here for a moment. Okay, now let me look in, well, hell, what do I have in here? Oh, these are rolls. Here's that roll of the nickel. And that decorative one. Let's try. Oh, fan's got to go back on. Foil's blowing or not. What would look cool? Anything probably would. See, this one has more paint on it, but a design through it. So I'm thinking that one of the designs might look pretty cool on this. And let's just go to my fave. I did get a roll of that weathered copper. I really like that one. Well, there's a secret, weathered copper. And see, this has this brown backing to it. And see how dull that looks on the roll? It comes out a lot prettier than that. Now I got this. Okay, let's just do this. I'll get rid of this piece. I'll put that in the other pile to use on something smaller at some point in the future. Let's do this. These are rascals, I'm telling you. Rascals, rascals, rascals. Not straight at all. Not carrot. Okay, let me turn on my machine over here. Let's do a 3. Now let's see what happens. And I also want to use some that is really used up stuff, so it comes off just spotty, so I don't cover the whole thing. And I think I have some of that in this Heidi Swap and Deco Art Foil used folder. All right, let's put you in here. And let's see how this stuff works on acrylic paint, holding it as the binder. when it melts in the machine. And actually for that, here's where I did my little pictograph circles. Hang on, I'm going to bump that up to, let's go 4. We'll split the difference. We'll put this one in. Let's do something else here. What can we do? I want to put a really used piece on that. But this, let's use, this is pretty solid, but it does have holes of pictographs in there from when I used them on those little black circles. So I'm going to put this on this piece, this half or more. And then do I have something in here that I could lay on this side? Rose gold. Let's try this little piece of whatever's left on there. What was that? Oh, that's gold. I know I had other scissors down here. Sorry, not even looking at chat. Forgot you guys were here. I talk to myself like this regardless, but all right, let's put you there. Get you stacked up. And what do I want to do with this one? I want something really... Here's my nipple. Almost choked on my liquor coffee. What did I say that sounded like here's my nipple? And just for the record, I only have one. So it's very precious to me. Oh, mercy. I wonder if I put a little bit of this. That's very used. I don't know if you can see through it how much is on there and how much is not on there. It's a lot that's not on there. What the hell? That would kind of look kind of galaxy-ish is what I'm thinking. Let's try those. And let's see what else I would use. I'm waiting for that to heat up. This here. Let's see. It doesn't matter what color the paint is because most of that will be covered. See that? Just those little flecks that are on there? Let's try that on here. We'll put that on that one. This is the black. I'm not impressed with black foil or red foil yet. I am not. Let's... I wonder what that would look like. That's only going to hit part of it. That's not quite big enough. There's hardly anything left on there. So if you do this, don't throw away your foil too soon. If I did that, like that, and that for just a little bit of that, what that would look like. I don't know. Maybe we'll do that. And then this, gosh, some of this is so freaking bright. We can do that because that's only going to pick up a little bit. So even though there's more foil in there, it's only going to pick up a little bit, I think. I think. This is hard to look at. Is it hard for you guys to look at? I'm going to need some kind of eye protection. Oh, this has a lot of stuff pulled off of it. Maybe I'll use this purple on that turquoise bit over there. Maybe we'll do that. Okay. We'll run these bad boys through and then we'll wrap it up. Going to go back and watch a couple more episodes. Oh my God, do you guys watch Yellowstone? Oh, obsessed. I started to record it when it very first episode came on a couple years ago. And then, I don't know why, but I thought, I'm never getting to watch this. I'm just going to not record it anymore. Forgot about it. And then Dave started watching it, I don't know, a few weeks ago. More than a few, I guess. And I would be out on my computer watching Xandra or whatever, and Paula, whoever was on in the background, and kind of half watching it. And then I got sucked in. But then we were in season 3. So I thought, oh no, we can't. I got to watch more of this. So we just bought season 1 and 2 and binged it over the weekend. And I'm running that through the machine. Binged it through the weekend and then going back to catch up on 3 again. So I can put it all together. And then I got all screwed up after watching 1 and 2 and thinking, wait a minute, didn't that happen? Didn't I see that? I got all screwed up with the timeline. But I think I'm back good. Elaine, you like it? Oh my God. I love it. And I love the characters too. Even though there are some questionable things going on there, it's all for the good of the ranch and the family. They seem justified for all the murders. Is that bad if I say that? It's a good show. I'm just saying. Okay, I think one of those is through. There we go. Put another one in. And we'll see what we get. Oh, it's not quite all the way through. There we go. So, this is that holographic design. Oh, shoot. That had, I forget what jelly print it was. Oh, the round one that kind of looked. Okay, so that came out kind of cool. See where you just see just the slightest bit of shine on there? You can still see the original patterns and colors. But you do see the shine and where there's crusty bits over here. A little bit more of the foil came off where it was thicker. But if you rip up a little piece of that, and I'll still hold on to that because there's still enough on there to get little bits on something else. And that's the only way I can take this one is little bits. It's just too much. It's too much. So let's put the next one in here. Let's see what happens there. You want Dallas. I was more a Dynasty girl than Dallas. To tell you the truth. So I really like that. You're nice. Let's see what came out here. I forget what I even put in now. Oh, the green, one of Joan's stencils. It was that green, a little sticky there. And see, that one just had a little bit of stuff on it. So it came out kind of, I like those the best, I think. Now that, I expected to come out more of the foil. I'm glad it didn't. And it might be the heat setting and the type of paint that this is. But now look how cool that is. It's kind of foiled all over, but it's sheer enough that it doesn't just blow it out with gold, and you can still see all the green. It's like, it makes it almost like a clear coat of foil over it. You can see here somewhere it kind of melted and bunched up. Where are we? See how it looks there on the paint? I like that. Now what are we going to put in here? Oh, this is the unknown design. All right, and these are still going back in the pile to be reused again and again. I think I'll put all these scraps like this in one folder, no matter what brand they are. Yeah, you never know what you're going to get. All right, now the weathered copper one is going in. These were the surfboards that kind of had the splotchy paint on them. And I used the splotchy foils that were left. Both of these are like too much for me alone. Hello. Oh, look at you. This is that, I don't know what it's called, but it's crazy colored stuff. Wait till you see what I see on these. Now, I don't know how this did. Oh, no, that's good too. Because it came out really spotty. You can still see the original print. But look at some of those. Let's go this way. Some of it you can see more. Whoops. Backward. Remember your backwards. And then here's getting into that other holographic foil. And here's that one with the paint. It's kind of sketchy, and it only picked up little tiny glints of it here and there. We can't hate that. They're going to show up in a collage somewhere in my near future. Actually, I'm going to do this with these colors. I'm going to go half, maybe half in here. I'm just going to, instead of cutting it, I'm just going to fold that under and see what happens. I don't know if that'll work or not, but we're about to find out. You know, I like a good experiment. So this or this? This is getting kind of really sketchy. So let's see how much of that's gone. Let's just put you. I don't know what that'll look like if that overlaps there, but we're going to find out. Okay. This. Put this over in the other pile. In the any pile. It's the outie pile. Okay. So this is the weathered copper. It's a bee mask. With the dark background backing to it. And see what this looks like coming out of there? It doesn't even look like foil, right? But watch, I forget what I did this one on the silver one that had mostly paint on it, right? But look at it here where it pulled off, sticking to my mat. How shiny it is there. Look at the difference. So let's see what this looks like. Not good. Now see what happens to this? So this we can't use like this because it's stuck to the whole page. Even the black paper that was sticking through that circular design. See this design here on the ends? That's so weird. So that's not going to stick everywhere. Rats. How will I use this the way I want to use it? This is calling for more experiments, but we're not going to do it tonight. But see how it like cleaned that off pretty much everywhere? I didn't think it would stick, but why didn't I think it would stick? Because it stuck to the other black paper that I did. What the hell? Huh. Well, I'm going to hold on to that because that's still pretty. I don't know what I'll do with it. But that makes me want to... Hang on. Now you're pissing me off. Let's see what we got here. Let's try this. Let's try this where we definitely have some white space, right? And a paint that's really sticky. Let us try this. See if this sticks to the deli. I'm going to go this way. The way it stuck to that black paper. Does the paper have something to do with it? I wouldn't think so, but what the hell do I know? The age-old question. It's such a pretty pattern. I love that patina weathered copper look and that marbly bits on there. I am going to cut this short though because this is going to ruin my mat eventually underneath of here. Oop, hello. I'll use you on something else. All right, you're going back in, buddy. Okay. This one's going back in. And this one's coming out. People that really do foil for beautiful cards and stuff probably think I'm quite the crackpot with what I do with it. I mean, I don't care. I am, and I'm okay with that. Now, see, that must have to be on a higher setting, and it's on a 4, but that took very little off of either one of those, and most of it came off on the edge of the crusty bits. See that? And some really light speckledy bits. And I'll lift this up more. Maybe this will help. Throughout. Very interesting. And that had that much on it. Just little tiny bits. This was almost solid, but acted the same way. What the hell? Isn't that interesting? Is it the paint? Let's do this. Let's take this. Or is it the foil? This is a different brand foil, different color, different everything. Let's put her back in again. Maybe it's the foil. Maybe you just like the adhesive that I'm not using. I'm using the acrylic paint of the prints instead. Oh, that's pretty. Let's see what this one did. There's little sticks and bits and stuff that popped off of there. More over here. But on this side, look how that gold. I wish I did the whole thing in gold now. Look how that looks. Just that one little strip down here. Down here where it's more, it's not quite as dark. Well, that was the paint that's darker, actually. And I guess there was more of that foil up here, too. You can tell by this corner. But down here, it looks pretty cool. Huh. Very interesting. All right, I'm dying to do something else. Let's just do, see how I get, see what happens. Let's use, this has a little bit of more gold here and there. And I don't know, oh, I think this is that PBO that's, it's a different kind of PBO paint. It's in a different kind of paint tube. It feels, it's really got a lot of texture to it. Let's do, Which one has less on it? Let's do this one. There's less on this one. I want to see what this one does here. Oh, Lord, I got static everywhere. Work with me. Between that, the static and the fan, not a good procedure. It is addictive. If you like shiny things like I do. Oh, hell, I forgot to put another one in. Okay. All right, I'm going to have to tap dance a little bit till that one comes out. But there's 3 more to go through, and then I'm going to wrap her up. But it's cool that you don't just have to use this one time and throw the whole piece out. At least I think so. Put that in there. But this one really puzzles me. And it is cracking off of here. That's what I wanted to see if it would do. And it is. That where it's peeling. But I know there's paint under there where it's peeling. So maybe this one you really have to use their, I have to order some of their adhesive and try it. But wait a minute, how would I do that? I'd have to use that on my jelly plate and pick it up through the stencil. I do not know. But Jennifer said she wanted to try to stream with me one time when I play with the foil. So I'll have to get that lined up. Lord knows I need help. All right, hang on. All right, let's see what happens with this one. I got to figure this one out because that's like my favorite foil. So this is on the surfboards on deli paper. And it looks like it's wrinkled where each one of the surfboards is. Can you see those puckery lines? Let's see what happens. Oh, here we go. It's something to do with that black paper. Oh, look at you. Hello, lover. Now this over here got a little funky. So this is kind of got that waxy little bit of resist on there. Isn't that interesting? Could be a function of the paint. Could be the paint. Could be the paper. Gemini, that's a hot foil machine, isn't it? Probably. It's like a laminator, but supposedly people that use a laminator and then they use the Mink say the Mink is a lot more refined machine. I don't know. Hey, I'm not refined. I don't expect my machines to be refined. So there you have it. But that is very interesting. Yet puzzling. Okay. Last one going in. Ugh. I think it's something to do with this paint. I have no idea what the hell this was. Was that a... That looks like a Julie stamp to me for some reason. Nobody here knows. If anybody knows that watches this, leave it in the comments, please. What design is that? What is that? I think it was an Art Foamy, but it's like I have 1, 2, and a partial design. Like I went maybe like this across the plate with it. I don't know. What the hell do I know? But it's still not really sticking to it, and I don't remember exactly what paints that this was. But it feels very smooth, so it might be those jacquards again. But look how I was able to crack that. Am I cracking it around the shapes? I think so, because see, there's kind of an outline of a circle there. Oops. Where did it go? Right there by my thumb. See that kind of a circle, like the size of a dime or so? So it's like it's breaking off of the paper that doesn't have paint on it. But why did it stick in the first place? Oh, you'd have been so pretty. You would have been so nice. Okay. Last one out. Turn the machine off. What the hell was this? I forget what this even was. Oh, that purple one of Joan's stencils. Oh, that's just got that little sparkle to it too. What this one do? And that's sparkled too. And see how much of that there's still on there? It just took very little. You can see those lines. Like it stuck more to the gold paint than it did the purple. How interesting. See on the purple, you just see that little sheen here and there. But the gold, which is already gold, but those pretty much, see where it pulled off some of a lot more consistently came off of there. Okay. All right, we're done with that. Well, still not done with this folder. Put these back in here. All of them? I think so. Okay, so that's what we got. Let me see. Here's that one. This one, you are a mystery to me. I'm telling you. I want to play with this more and see if this cracks off the paint. Patty, how do you use the bottles of toner you showed us? I use a little, put a dropper top in them, in the glass bottles, and with the little squeeze nipple on it. I said nipple. And I have this non-stick mat of Tim's over here. Let me zoom you out again. Okay, I have no mouse. We got no mouse. So there it is, but it's not. What the hell? It's not working. Oh, it's like my, oh, Jesus, my trackpad seems to be frozen. Great. Put a little bit of it on here, like a line of it. Take this tiny little brayer it out, stamp into it, and stamp on whatever paper or whatever I want to foil the fabric. And then you let it dry and then lay the foil on it and run it through the mink. That's how I did the fabric in the collages I showed in my journal earlier. I'm starting to see some outlines of circles, but it's coming off the paint down here. Such a puzzle. You are. All right, well, we shall move on. Now I got all this crap all over the place. Very little came out on that. This one looks really cool. Just enough of sparkle in there to make it interesting. These worked, yet didn't. Don't know. I wish I'd done the gold on the whole thing of that one. I'm still sticking with that. But this one came out cool. With my colors there that I like. And this one I think is still my fave. with just a little extra twinkle that it added. So there you have it. Foil experiments for the evening. And if you let that toner dry on this, well, I do not know. It seems so familiar to me, though. Oh, well, we'll figure that out another day. Mama's tired and I need some Yellowstone. I'm going to write a little letter to Indigo Blue. Where the hell's my watercolor paper? Turn out my light. All right, lights out, guys. Thanks for hanging. And Lord only knows when I'll be back. I didn't get to stream this past weekend. And we did go to a pool party, a very small pool party. It was 10 of us Saturday. So it's fun to get out and see some friends that we haven't seen for a while. And, you know, just busy. Just busy. Thanks, Joan. Thanks, CBZ. Everybody. Jackie, Glenda, Judy. Tomorrow. Everybody. Okay, kids. I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. And I don't know if I can end my stream because my mouse isn't working. Holy crap, how are we going to do this? Well, I'm going to have to stream forever, apparently. I guess I'm going to have to crash my computer. Son of a bitch, I'm telling you. Oh, it's working very slowly. Maybe I can get it over to the end stream button. Oh my God, I was almost there. And it went all the way. Oh, here we go. Here we go. A little bit. Got it. End stream. Bye. It's not working, though. I can't click the frickin' keypad. There it goes. Bye. Ah! Come on. Am I still on? Now I got to hit the second end. Oh my God. Gonna have to go to the Apple store if they're open. Jeez Louise. Come on. It's like a quarter of an inch from. There we go. Bye. Oh, it won't work now. My trackpad has always felt odd.